What's up, legends? Holla. It's LVJ in his house. Holla back, y'all. Holla back. All right. I'm the female Jay-Z. My name is Liberty V Justice. There's no period in my V because my victories never end. And I'm here to help you get your victories, legends. Okay. Tactical Thursday. We're going to jump right into it. Make sure you share this with a friend. You can do it. Send it to their text right from whatever podcast app you are listening in. And if you're listening in Apple, do a 5-star review and also write a couple sentences about why other people would want to listen to this. Thank you so much. It means a lot and would help us make a bigger impact, influence, and income as a result. Thank you so much. So the show is free to share. Sharing is caring, right? Check it out. So Tactical Thursday. Don't take it personal when they cheat or ghost. Okay, full disclosure, this isn't solely about romantic relationships. Okay, this is mostly about the negative things that people say or do, but I will also touch briefly on the positive, okay? So the negative needs to be discussed so that we can understand what's holding us back. And after we find out and understand what's holding us back, then we can feel happy and victorious when we drop that rock of unforgiveness and we move on and just do me. Like they say, I'm doing me, bro. And we can develop our strong will and overcome those things in order to turn the negative things into a strength. We can turn our life condition into our mission. Like the things that I've been through, it's my resume. That's why you listen to me and you take my advice, because I've been through a lot of things. And so all the things that you think are negative that you're going through right now, I see them as a positive because it's my resume that I can use to help you, okay? So, because you're worth it, all right? So, the problem with most people is we think of ourselves too much. And we don't try to understand another person's pain, okay? Taking it personally is the ultimate expression of selfishness, because it assumes everything is about me. That is a direct quote from the book, The 4 Agreements. Okay? I'm telling you almost every episode that you need this book in your life, okay? During the pandemic, I stepped up my food and fitness and my relationships, okay? And I also stepped up my business in order to step up all of those other things. I listened to the 4 Agreements on Audible, and it saved my life. Spiritually, I had to step up, to keep basically just to, not for any purpose, just to keep myself sane during all this Thank you, Jesus. I was going to cuss right there. I'm trying to keep it clean, y'all. Really. I'm so angry about all this. But anyway, I was just trying to keep myself sane at the time. And, it's been very, very lonely, right? But now I'm alone by choice. And I'm no longer lonely because I'm so happy and grateful, and I'm just so at peace. Like, I just understand things more because I've been practicing them, okay? So the thing that makes me feel alive and the thing that I love to do the most is to impart lessons to you. Well, what's even better than just giving you the lessons is you actually receiving that truth and then going on to use those in your own life, and then letting me know about it and I get to see it. For example, I have a friend, and Carlos, who actually we met on TikTok, and he bought my NFT. Shout out Carlos, man. This dude is amazing. He has a book. He sells a book, a children's book. He got the inspiration just from watching some other TikToker. Then he found me, and we met. And because of that, he's become healthy. He's on a health journey. It's so amazing. Like, he's like, I don't want to look at the scale. I'm all about, like, I cut out all juices. I cut out refined carbs. I'm like, yes. Thank you, Jesus. And that's what makes me feel alive. So, oh yeah, and my mom also. My mom started, I got her hooked on Navitas and Quest cookies and some other Quest products. Shout out Quest. Thank you so much. Love you, man. Thank you, Mom. I love you, and I'm so proud of you. And Kathy hopefully will get better and start eating better too. But, my mission is to help y'all, especially my family's number one. Okay. So I had to actually understand that no matter what a person says or does, it's about them. It's the way they talk to and treat themselves. Right. Okay. So once you understand that, no matter what anybody says, everybody is not like you. That's the thing. You're a good person. okay? And you don't go around purposely trying to hurt people. But at the same time, you think that the other people do. Some people do, and maybe some people do, but you can't assume that. Remember, that's one of the 4 agreements. Don't assume. But you think that, oh, I would never talk to somebody like that. Oh, I would never do that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do or what you say. And it doesn't matter what relationship that you have with the person. If someone mistreats you, then you need to just get rid of them. Okay? Because when you know your worth, you'll stop giving discounts. But here's the thing. Here's where the real healing begins, okay? Let me give you a little short story. Here's a little story about a man named Jed. Now, my ex, who shall remain nameless, you know who you are. If you're listening, he's probably not listening. And my family, everybody knows his name. Okay, here's the thing. He cheated on me with someone that I loved the most. Well, first he beat me, called me fat, ugly, and stupid every day. You know, I'll never go anywhere in life. Nobody will ever love me. Okay, he feels that he's fat, ugly, and stupid. He feels he deserves to get beat. He also raped me at one point. He feels that he deserves those things. That's why he's doing that to me. He feels he's fat. He feels he's ugly. He feels he's stupid. He feels that nobody will ever love him. He feels that he'll never go anywhere in life. But that's not me. And just because he said those things to me, and just because at the time I thought I was in love with him, none of that stuff matters. And just because he said that he loves me, and just because we had sex, that doesn't mean anything. It does not mean anything. What he did to me, and then he cheated on me with someone that I loved the most, and actually had a baby out of that situation. And you know what? It still is not personal. You can't take anything personal. Because once I realized, it took me a long, long time. In the first 2 years, I got a PFA. If you don't know what a PFA is, in Pennsylvania, they have this thing called protection from abuse. It's like a restraining order, except it's for family members, like parents, kids, children, people who are blood related or sex partners. Okay. So, but anyway, I got a PFA, and once I did that, it was a 3 or 3.5 year, something like that, the longest that you can get. But I decided to myself, okay, so the reason why I decided to get the PFA, because we were already broke up, but he made me feel bad. Well, excuse me, let me recorrect. He said some things that made me feel bad. Basically, he said I'm a bad person if I don't, quote unquote, remain friends with him after I dumped him, because I was tired of his stuff. Okay, but this was on the phone, and it was right after we were on the phone one time, and I actually passed out, and when I woke up, he was still on there, and he was laughing at me. So that was kind of like the end of it for me. I was like, all right, yeah, he doesn't care. Oh, and another time he left me while I took some pills, and I might have died, but for some reason, God kept me here. It was a miracle. They said they could not find it in my system. I took 2 bottles of pills. My family thinks I'm making this up, but God has me here for a purpose. Serious, it's so crazy. Anyway, but he didn't care about me, and it has nothing to do with me. And I honestly am so thankful that he's out of my life. And at the same time, I wish nothing but love and happiness to this man, because he needs it more than pretty much anybody that I know. But like I said, he was hurting. So I said first of all, I dumped him because I took 2 years to be single, and I've been single since then. I mean, I've had some relationships, but nothing and some major ones where I was in love, but I haven't had sex in 12 years since I broke up with him. But I told myself when I was getting ready to break up with him, long before I ever did it, I made a list, and I say, okay, look, I woke up with this Walmart ring on my finger. I don't even want this dude. It was like a $25 Walmart ring. It was a promise ring. It wasn't even an engagement ring. And he embarrassed me in front of the lady at Walmart when he bought it. It was terrible. I don't even want to repeat what he said. It was just terrible. But I looked at my ring, and I was like, wow. I was like, I don't even like this dude. There's no way I'm in love with him, right? I don't like him. I don't like who he is. I don't like anything about him. Why am I even with this guy, right? And then I was like, okay, what do I want? Okay? And then long story short, I looked at that list, and I was like, wow, I don't have any of those qualities. Because it wasn't like, I want a guy that looks like this. I want a guy that makes this much money. It wasn't that. It was, the type of person that I wanted in my life. And I didn't have those, I did not possess those qualities. Like, I wanted someone who's healthy. Well, I was like 250 pounds overweight. I wanted someone who was self-sufficient. And again, I didn't have that. I was living in a trailer. Yes, I was paying all my bills, but there's no way in hell I'm ever going to be able to support another person, right? So all of these things, I wanted someone who's educated. I was not educated. I wanted to go to college. And so I want someone who doesn't smoke. I was smoking cigarettes at the time. So I want someone who's, not an alcoholic. And I was an alcoholic. I was an addict, right? So I say, I'm going to embody those characteristics and become the person that I want to marry, okay? That's why I said I'm going to be the best wife ever. And that's why I started my business, okay? That's the reason why I do everything I do. So the point is this, though. He didn't care about me because he didn't care about himself. He didn't respect me because he didn't respect himself. He abused me because he abused himself. He talked down to me and put me down because that's the way that he talked to himself. You see what I mean? So there's another example is I meet people every single day, okay? I meet people every day, and once in a while I'll get to know somebody, and we will exchange numbers. I'm not talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about male, female, business owners, whatever. Even sometimes we don't exchange numbers. We just DM each other follow each other on Instagram, right? Okay, but I would say 9 or even 10 times out of 10, that person eventually, either in the beginning, they never respond to my texts or my phone calls, or within a couple of weeks, they see how much I'm hustling and how much I really take my business seriously, because when I talked to them, I don't know if they thought I was joking, but they just didn't see it. They didn't see me walk my walk and how serious I am, that my business is full time for me. And even though I'm not making a lot of money, it's not about that. And I believe that jobs are actually prisons. I'm going to try to say things phonetically, but jobs are prisons. They're slavery, right? So I don't believe in it. And if you have a job, cool. I'm not going to judge you. We can still be cool. But you have got to have goals and be working on those as well, and not solely worrying about money. And so when people see that I am about my business and it's not about money, and that I do not believe in slavery or drugs, etc., they will ghost me. And bless the Lord at all times. I don't need that kind of work. I don't need to try to convince someone that they're worthy of going for their goals as being an actor or whatever it is. I don't need that. So when people ghost you, again, it is not about you. It is solely about them. And it doesn't matter if it's someone you've known 2 days, 2 years, or 20 years. If someone leaves you, thank the Lord for it. Man, I just want you to understand, you need to stop suffering. The thing is, a lot of people think that they need to suffer, or maybe you're addicted to suffering, but make the decision right now. Stop suffering and decide to stop doing the time for someone else's crime. That's really what it comes down to, is you're doing the time for someone else's crime. Like with my dad raped me. I love my dad now. I forgave him because you know why? Because what he did had nothing to do with me. It was not personal. Don't take it personal. Even if for no other reason that you just, you're not hurting anybody by not forgiving them, okay? Even if for no other reason, you look at someone else and what they did to you, and if for no other reason you look at it and say, I'm just going to forgive that person because, beep it, I just want to be happy, right? I just want to be happy, right? I need to stop this. I need to stop suffering. I need to stop, ruminating and thinking about this and talking about it all the time, because it's not serving me. It's just making me sicker. And okay, and then beyond that, there's a step beyond that for me, that after I made that revelation that, my dad raped me, so what? It had nothing to do with me. And it's over. So why make him, if I was going to say something to my dad, why would I say something to him or try to make him hurt, because he's already hurting, right? And so the reason why I decided to stop suffering beyond those things, beyond the fact that I don't want to hurt my dad or my mom, or beyond the fact that I wanted my own suffering to stop. The reason that I stopped suffering ultimately is, if you listen to yesterday's episode, which will be in the show notes, Weaponized Wednesday. The reason why I decided to stop suffering is because my suffering was selfish. It was very selfish for me to suffer because I can't help other people who are suffering if I'm suffering just like them or like you, right? So I don't want to suffer because I'm selfish for not wanting to help people. I want to help people. I always wanted to. So in a way, I'm also selfish for wanting to help so many people, because helping others and serving them, or even just making another person smile, it rocks my world. You rock my world, you know you did. Like Michael Jackson, dude, it makes me so happy. Like that guy Carlos I mentioned, who's getting healthy, he made a TikTok video, and I made a comment on the video because I didn't want to fix my hair and my clothes, so I just made a comment. I would have made a video reply, but I just said, wow, that was dope. I wasn't prepared for all that handsomeness. You look so great in that hat or whatever. And he was like, he made a video reply. He's like, wow. He couldn't even, he was speechless at first. He was like, wow. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. And he was just like, he was beaming from ear to ear, just smiling. I was like, man, it just made me feel so good. So that's why I do everything that I do. But I really want to go beyond just making you smile, but I want to go on to making you make improvements in your life the way I did. Okay? Even when I was younger, they told me that, like, what made me mentally ill was wanting to make other people happy. But now I believe that it's my greatest superpower, And like I said, when I was suffering, though, that's what made me mentally ill. Spiritually, emotionally, socially, physically, and financially too. Suffering and being resentful about my dad and whatever, all this other stuff, my ex, so, I'm going to end it there. Like last year I did a podcast called If You Live by Likes, You'll Die Without Them. So it's about TikTok, Instagram, social media stuff, and there's actually facts to back it up. It's pretty good. Check it out. It's real short. But the thing is, I just want to mention like one positive thing too, that you might think, oh, like with Carlos, he likes when I'm, making these good comments. It's they get happy when I make these good comments, or they come to my live stream and I'm making them feel good, or I'm liking their comment, and they're all about getting an influencer to make a video for them, or getting an influencer to like their comment, or getting a response from an influencer. But you should get the response from yourself. You should make videos yourself. And because if you get clicks and likes on your picture, right? If you live by likes, then you'll die without them. You can't depend, even if somebody says something good to you, it's, again, not about you, it's about them. And you need to get your affirmations from inside of yourself, and you need to love yourself, discipline yourself, and do different things, act different, and just make your own life better. And that is what will make you feel good. Stop your suffering and end your suffering so that you can help other people end their suffering, even by default, without even trying. Like I talked about this all the time in American slavery, so check that out too. Those will be in there. We did 2 episodes of American slavery already, so don't be a slave. You're worth it. I want you to check out my Audible. If you sign up 30 days of Audible, it's free, and you get a book. You can get the 4 agreements. Every month, I pay $14.95. You can get the $7.95 one. Either way, if you get it, check it out. And by the way, even if you don't use my link, you can use my Prime link, because I just found out that the book is like under $8 on the paperback, which I think I'm going to get that myself eventually. But I just like listening to it because this is powerful stuff, man. And you can just wash your brain. You can brainwash, right? Listen to it over and over again. I listen to this like once a month at least. So check out the 4 agreements. And the agreements we talked about were mainly don't take it personal. Don't take anything personal. But also don't assume that other people are not suffering. So check out the 4 agreements. Check out my documentary as well. I'm doing, this is season 1, and it's called From How Legends Are Made, From Living in My Car to Superstar, about how I'm living right now in an RV, and you need to check that out on my YouTube channel as well, and check out the Weaponized Wednesday, and American Slavery 1 and 2, so far we did 2, so check that out, and be legendary, alright? Because we're gonna be legends. All right. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. And if you would, share this podcast with someone else who you think will benefit from it. And thank you so much for listening. You are the reason why I do everything that I do. My name is Liberty V Justice, and there's no period in my V because my victories never end, and I'm here to help you get your victories, legends. You're worth it.